Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Unknown Hobo. I'm your host Marlon Mohabier, and today we're actually going to make this a little bit shorter of an episode because there's not really a bunch going on in the tech world that's, at least I think, is worth talking about, and it's probably due to coronavirus. So I blame you, coronavirus. This is your fault. Now, what we're going to be talking about is two things: the second stimulus check and some of the bills that have been proposed, and also TikTok again, because apparently something else is going on with them in China and over here in the States. So let's get into this. So it looks like originally when they were talking about the second stimulus check coming in with like the fifth stimulus bill, it was going to be at least that $1,200, at least from my understanding, where it's at $1,200 and the $500 per dependent. That looked like it was at least going to be the standard, and if anything, there was a chance they might make it a little bit more reduced, where instead of you having to make $75,000 or lower to get the full amount, they might make it $40,000 or lower, which I kind of understand. You might want to do it because you want to stop as many people from getting money or giving out so much money. So I kind of understand that. But at the end of the day, people do need that money. And I mean, who's going to give for free $1,200? What was said was, oh yeah, when we come back from vacation, we're going to work as hard as we can to get this passed by the 31st. Well, surprise, surprise, it's the 31st of July. Well, okay, I'm going to be honest. It's not even a surprise to me. It shouldn't be a surprise to you at the end of the day. Like, they went on vacation for like, what, 3 weeks? And they're about to go on vacation again during this whole process, where they say it's such a big giant deal, and they're like, oh, it's so bad, we're gonna go on vacation. Okay, you could have cut your vacation short. You could have delayed your vacation until we had a bill passed, but you chose not to. You chose to do that instead. So it's very ridiculous. That's the best way I can say it, because like, I already knew nothing was gonna be passed by the 31st. I mean, I was hoping I was wrong, but apparently I'm not. So one of the bills that looks like it's being proposed by another senator is where instead of it's like $1,200 per adult and like $500 per dependent, it looks like it's going to be $1,000 per adult and $1,000 per dependent, which I personally think is crazy, in all honesty. Like, yes, it sucks for the like single people or the people that don't have any kids. They're getting less money. And the argument is, well, they don't have to spend as much money on kids. Well, it's still money for them to use towards their bills. Like, that person that has 2 kids now is getting an additional $500. That's horrible math. They're netting a positive $800 in comparison. And the reason I'm saying $800 is because originally it'd be the one adult gets $1,200, the 2 kids get $500. So that's what, $2,200? Now, instead, it's one adult gets $1,000, each kid gets $1,000, so that's $3,000. So doing math, at $800 positive for them. For the person that's single or the married couple that don't have kids, they just lost $200 to $400, which is kind of like sucky. So I at least would have liked for the base format from last stimulus package world to pass, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Now, it looks like what's happening is the Democrats aren't budging on anything, which is ridiculous, because they said from like the last podcast episode, if you remember, Nancy Pelosi was like, oh yeah, we're willing to compromise depending on how much the next stimulus check is as far as the unemployment compensation goes. Well, guess what? They're not even doing that. Like, the Republicans were throwing out like, hey, they're willing to do the $600. Hey, we're willing to do 2 times the amount up to a certain, 2 times their pay up to a certain amount, kind of stuff like that. But it's like ideas are getting thrown out. The Democrats are like, no, you should have done this a long time ago. And I'm like, everybody went on vacation. What are you talking about, my guy? What are you talking about? So right now, the Democrats don't want to move. And even, let's use, for example, right now, I guess the Democrats proposed they wanted to use around 100 billion. Who knows? I might have forgot, meant to put T, whatever. It's 100 billion towards schooling and stuff like that. Well, the Republicans are like, oh yeah, we agree with that. We want to do 105 billion. Well, $5 billion is still better than no additional. So that's cool. Well, now fast forward 2 months into the future. Now they're saying, well, my guy, I know you agreed to that 105 billion with us. But you know what? Us as Democrats, we want 400 now. So are you kidding me? Are you actually 2 months out of nowhere, you want 4 times the amount? And I know why it's happening. It's because like right now they give a time frame. Hey, we're gonna want to get this stuff passed by the 31st. Hey, we're about to go on vacation. And now, like, it looks like Democratic Party as a whole, or even and some Republicans, they're like, well, we're up against the clock, so we're just gonna stay where we are and force you to reveal your hand. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, the unemployment benefits are pretty much gone. And there's a ton of people probably out there that weren't really even getting unemployment money in the first place. Now, there's a bunch of people that are like, well, my employment's completely gone, especially like here in Florida. Like, our unemployment is horrible. I think it's like $200 and something. I don't think I've ever applied for unemployment, so I'm not sure. Somebody send me an email or something, comment on one of my videos and let me know. But I think it's like $200 and something for the actual like unemployment, which in comparison to places like New York. Now, New York, I don't like really using an example because like they are drowning in debt. But at least their unemployment is at least a little bit more, which that's a whole nother video or podcast for later for why I think New York's drowning in debt, which makes no sense considering how popular they are and how many people go there and how obscenely expensive it is in New York. But back to this whole stimulus check issue. Like, they gave a time frame. They did not fulfill their time frame, and now people are just stuck in limbo. Actually, not even limbo. Like, they're stuck in limbo, getting poked by like a bear nonstop in pain, slowly. So I'm hoping something gets passed by like sometimes before they go on vacation, because they're about to go on vacation. But if it doesn't, like, people should be pissed. Like, Like, if this doesn't happen, all I would say is, listen, go look up every single senator or whatever that didn't voted against something. That was a whole bunch of stuttering. I don't know what just happened. But anyways, go and look up every single person that voted against a stimulus check or whatever it is. Whatever one you kind of supported. Look who voted against it. Look up their reason why they voted against it. If they bring up some stupid reason like, well, you should have done this before. Well, we don't want to budge. If it's like this thing with schooling where they more than quadruple the amount, vote against them. Like, vote them out. Like, that is the biggest thing you could say, vote them out. Like, voting season for certain states are coming up. And it's absolutely ridiculous that they were on vacation. They gave us a time frame, said you're going to work so hard towards it. Well, your time just expired based on the time frame that was given. And now we're just gonna be like, oh, well, we know you told us, but you know what? Take your time. We'll still vote you in no matter what. The fact that you literally just wasted everybody's time going on vacation, and you're gonna go on vacation again. Like, that's ridiculous. But listen, outside of that, let's get some words from our other sponsor people, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. Now, I know on the last podcast, we talked about TikTok and the fact that they're kind of banned on all government devices because of the whole, people have been saying they've been spying on stealing Americans' information and using them for anything. Doesn't really matter if good or bad. You shouldn't be taking people's information in the first place without their approval. Now, what it looks like is China might be forced to sell off their stocks over here in the States. And looks like one of the companies that are going to be trying to get them might be Microsoft. A lot of people, not even a lot of people, quite a few people, I would say, are very concerned about things that have to do with your personal data and everything else. Now, a lot of those people that use TikTok, I'm going off generalities. I don't use TikTok. It is not my thing. My girlfriend does use TikTok, so she loves it. She just watches a bunch of videos. I think the videos are funny. So a lot of people are saying, well, TikTok's selling off to Microsoft, which is a giant company. They might get more power in the actual atmosphere of the social media realm, which is a valid argument because Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, mostly Facebook and Twitter, they have a very big hand in the cookie jar when it comes to actual dispersing information because they can kind of control it, which is kind of sucky because the whole freedom of speech thing, like they have the ability to control speech in some facet. Even though they say they might want to stop this or stop that, but like they have the ability to, and I'm pretty sure it's been used maybe somewhere. It probably hasn't. I don't know. I have no inside scoop. So I can't even help you with that. So having TikTok maybe be sold off to Microsoft or whoever, I can understand the concern, but at the end of the day, unless TikTok decides to just throw their market share out in a free market and have a bunch of random people buy it, that's one thing, but like a big company is going to take it over. Like I'm okay with Microsoft taking over TikTok. That's my personal opinion. Like majority of people have Windows computers anyway. You're already using a Microsoft product. The only difference is your phone might be Android or Apple. Now there's Windows Phone, and I only know like one person that has a Windows Phone, like personally on my end. Other people might know even more, but it's like majority of you are already using a Windows-based product or something that Microsoft has their hand into. You have Skype, you have Outlook, you have all these crazy things Microsoft is in. You have an Xbox. So what would they even get? Oh, you're using TikTok, my boy? Oh, I see. Oh, you use Outlook email too to sign up for your TikTok? I'm gonna go steal your information. It doesn't make sense. So I think Microsoft actually be one of the best companies to have TikTok, well, to purchase TikTok, because they are so already ingrained in a lot of people's life anyway. I mean, it's whatever. Now, it would have been the same thing if like maybe Google purchased them, but Google's in a different realm. Google's specifically like a search engine. And I know you have like the Pixel phone, but they don't branch out in different facets as Microsoft. So like, I think even if Microsoft wanted to get some sort of personal data to help with their algorithm or whatever they're using to help drive profits, it would still be very good because it's a new avenue that Microsoft normally isn't, because they just throw ads on places. They just throw ads on Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is. Now, instead of having to throw ads, use whatever feature they gave to Microsoft to use whatever algorithms that they made to do whatever, Microsoft will be embedded in it. They'll have better understanding in it, or they'll save money on ads. We'll see how it turns out. I think Microsoft actually would be a good company to purchase. Well, to purchase TikTok stocks. Maybe not as much Twitter. I think Twitter, if they did it, they would probably integrate it into their system. If Facebook did it, Facebook could either completely shut it down or once again integrate it into Facebook as a whole. But I would like to see maybe Microsoft step into the social media world. That'd be really cool. Because at the end of the day, the second that hits Microsoft, they would have it on Xboxes probably. They would have it on everything Microsoft related. They'll just start pushing it. Like, hey guys, we got TikTok. Here you go. It came pre-installed on your stuff. I mean, which is kind of funny. You can always uninstall it. But listen, those are the two topics I really wanted to cover today. Make sure you guys check my YouTube page out, check my Patreon out. Everything is literally just Marlon Mohabier. My name's in the title. That's the spelling. If you can't pronounce it, it's okay. People butcher it all the time. Make sure you send me an email if you do have any topics you'd like me to go over. It's just the UnknownHobo@yahoo.com. We are working on the website, but until I push out a little bit more content in all my different facets, the website's going to be down the line. But besides that, I'll see you guys for the next episode. And remember to wear your mask, even if it's over your eyes, your mouth, your face, your ears, and the back of your head. Gotta stay safe out there, my boys. Besides that, later.